Hey everybody, MTG Lissy here, and today we're going to be talking about the best god card in Amonkhet, the Scourge of Standard. Drum roll, please. The Locust God. Wait, who could that be? Come on. Yes? Wait, hold on. Are you telling me the Locust God isn't seeing any play? The Scarab God is better? But you get free flyers every time you draw a card. You don't even have to pay mana. The Scarab God costs 4 to activate. Well, fine. Whatever. Thanks. Bye. Well, we're just going to talk about the Locust God in a format where I know he's broken. Commander. Point 1. Drawing cards and murdering with bugs. Your plan is to draw cards to make land drops so that you can play those lands, so that you can play Locust God, so that you can draw cards, so that you can get locusts and make land drops to play bigger and bigger card draw spells, to get a bigger and bigger army, to raise the tension to a point where all your friends rage quit and the locust tokens become strewn across the floor as they flip the table on you and your anger-provoking pests. Hate to bug you with the boring mana rock slide, but you gotta have acceleration to keep up with all your green base mana rampant foes. Keep in mind that Mind Stone and Hedron Archive are a big draw because they can draw you cards in the late game after the need for their mana has diminished. This deck also has a few different kinds of ramp. Ashnod's Altar lets you squish your own bugs to make mana, and Battle Hymn can provide an absurd rush of mana when you're ready to make a huge power play. You ready to start drawing some cards? Small cantrips create the perfect brainstorm that can help you to gain insects quickly and filter for your more powerful spells. Fevered Visions lets everyone share in the card drawing wealth, but your opponents will soon begin to sweat as you get 1/1s, and they start getting burned out for the number of cards they have in hand. Skull Clamp is also really stupid good, because really it reads squish 1 bug to get 2 bugs, and fill your hand for each bug squished. Viva la card draw! Or something like that. The next cards here put your locusts to work at drawing even more cards. Bident of Thassa, Coastal Piracy, and Windreader Sphinx all allow you to draw cards and get more insects whenever your bugs enter the red zone. Or is it the blue and red zone? Next, we have the bug card draw spells. I mean, big card draw spells? Or maybe I do mean bug card draw spells, as these will allow for explosive turns where you can get a whole swarm of insects, leading to a crazy board state and awesome card advantage. Next, we have Wheel Effects, whose name come from the card here, Wheel of Fortune. These spells are a bit cheaper than our previous big card draw spells, but they still net you a ton of cards. You often don't care that you're discarding good things because you're growing your army. Your opponents might get screwed up by these cards as well, as it can mess up their plans. Next up, we have Wheels on Dudes. Are we making our creatures into vehicles? No, though that would be very amusing. What I mean here is that we have some creatures with abilities that allow for Wheel of Fortune effects that can be triggered more than once per game. We've also got a few non-creature ways to repeat the wheeling fun turn after turn. Next up, we have Instant and Sorcery Payoffs. Since we're already playing a ton of instants and sorceries in this deck, why not get more, and sometimes stronger tokens, as you draw your cards with all your instants and sorceries? This is a good backup plan if Locust God is out of commission. Speaking of Locust God being out of commission, we've got 2 card drawing win cons here in Niv Mizzet the Firemind and Psychosis Crawler. Your opponents will be racking their minds to find a way to get back into a favorable position after you play Mindwreck Liege or Favorable Winds. These cards buff up your bugs so that you can swing for the win out of nowhere. Opposition. What a magic card. When you have as many locusts as this deck makes, you can just stop people from playing Magic. If you can't swing at them for the win, just never let them untap for the rest of the game. If they're making you feel bad, this is your way to make them feel bad back. Speaking of prison decks and not being able to attack, these cards will let you burn out your ghostly prisoned and spear of safetied opponents just by making locusts or playing instants and sorceries. Opponents' creatures getting you down? Curse of Swine and Rapid Hybridization change those problematic creatures into frogs and pigs and stuff. We've also got some big burn spells that can take out many creatures or many opponents, depending on how much mana you have available. Sometimes your problem spells aren't necessarily creatures, but other types of permanents. Bounce spells are needed in this deck because blue and red don't have a great way to deal with a lot of things once they're on the battlefield. It's also not out of the realm of possibility to bounce a problem card to its owner's hand and then wheel it right into their graveyard. Enjoy the expression on your opponent's face when you pull that off. I know I have. Speaking of getting rid of things that aren't on the battlefield, counterspells help you to protect your Locust God from removal and help protect your army from board wipes. Next, we have mass removal spells. Evacuation and Blasphemous Act offer when your opponent's boards look a little spookier than your insect swarm, and Cyclonic Rift and Inundate offer when you want to get rid of all the not your own stuff things. Hashtag fair magic. Lastly, we have our non-basic lands. We have some dual lands, as well as the cycle lands and Blighted Cataract that can be used late game to get you some locusts. Deck Tech, thanks so much for watching my video, and these jokers again. Yes, this is MTG Lissy. You saw my video? Oh, I'm so glad you liked it, and now you're saying the Locust God is OP in Commander, and that you shouldn't play it if you want to have friends? Huh, you've really changed your tone, haven't you? Well, let me tell you something. The Locust God is totally fine. Yeah. I know the Locust God comes back to your hand and avoids commander attacks, but yes, the Locusts do have haste, but there's a bunch of ways to deal with them at instant speed, like, name one card, Cyclonic Rift, and, yeah, I promise there's a bunch of ways to interact. Okay, whatever, guys. Alright. Love you too. Bye. Fun police aside, I really like playing this deck, and I'm sure you will too. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at MTG_LISSIE. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.